Hello and welcome once again, fellow girls, guys and gaming fans, to ARK Survival Evolved. I'm Small Archangel and welcome back to my survival series. This is our base in the Hidden Valley. Now, I have mentioned before that I was planning on doing perhaps one episode, perhaps a series based on the center map, and I am still planning on doing that, but at this point, I've decided that we still have work to do here. I mean, we don't necessarily, the two aren't mutually exclusive. We can continue both series kind of in conjunction with each other or alternate or whatever. And I will get around to doing that soon. But we have had a new update drop just 2 days ago with some content I'm quite keen to try. And also, it has occurred to me that we have not yet gone to the Redwood Biome in the middle of our map, pretty much dead centre there. We have the Redwood Biome on what used to be Deep Island, and it's got Red Mountain or whatever it's called right in the middle of it as well. And we're level 79 now, very nearly level 80. Here we go. So very, very close to level 80 now, so hopefully we'll hit level 80 today. So that means we should be able to survive in the Redwood Forest, the Redwood Biome, but I'm certainly willing to give it a go. And that ties in nicely, actually, with some of the new content, which we'll come to in a second. First, if you were watching the last episode, you'll know that I placed, optimistically placed a trophy wall mount here because we had some trophies in our inventory. Now I've got them shifted now. I've actually kind of cleared my inventory a little bit to lighten the load a tad, but we had some mega tooth trophies, and we also had some Argentavis feet. Well, turns out the only kind of trophy you can put up there really is T-Rex skull, or the kind of trophies that you can get from sort of winning it or competing in survival of the fittest, that kind of thing. So, in point of fact, not the trophies we've got. The trophies we got we can use in order to, I think, the requirements for doing certain things, where I haven't quite figured that out yet. In some ways, we might be nearly level 80, but still fairly noobish around here, really. Okay, so we're going to head into our trusty smithy again. Now, we've got some new engrams to learn, because what we have in this new update, numero uno for me, is the fishing rod. I would really like to be able to go fishing. It's kind of like a mini game. I want to try it out. We're probably not going to get to do that today, just because it sounds like, well, it sounds like a bit of an involved process. We're going to have to not just make a fishing rod, but we're also going to have to make ourselves a suitable fishing area, and we're also going to have to get the bait, and that is what's going to be difficult, and that's what's going to take the time. But the first thing to do is to learn the rod. Now, we've got two things here that come up under rod. It looks like that one might be, I don't know, that might be a fishing rod, or it might be something else. It looks like it might be electrical to me. So let's learn that fishing rod, and then we'll go ahead and craft one of those. We don't need it to craft it through the smithy, I don't think. We just craft it full stop, but the smithy is quite useful because we've got all of our materials right here. So it's easy to grab what you need and make yourself whatever you want to make, and then put the spare back. There we go, there's our fishing rod. You can see it's got clip 0, and that's because we need bait. Now, that text there doesn't give you very much of a helping hand. It just says, apply various bait. Well, having looked into it, I know what kind of bait we need there, and that is going to require another engram. Either, depending on what you want to fish for, you have to get either leech blood, which means going to the marshes and getting some, killing some leeches, or you need tree sap. And for tree sap, obviously we're going to have to learn a tree sap tap. So let me just put tap in here, and it's this sucker here, and that's a tree sap tap, and we can only make that through the smithy. Tree sap tap, no, of course it's not in there, it's in here. Structures, miscellaneous, there it is, craft item, and that actually takes 100 metal ingots. So that's pretty hefty, actually, and I think it has a level requirement of 35 as well, so only made for sort of higher levels, I guess. So that's our tree sap tap, which we need to apply to a redwood tree in the redwood biome, which could be entertaining because the redwood biome is, well, kind of dangerous, I guess. And that brings me to my next part of my plan. And again, I'm not sure how this will actually go, but platform, tree platform. Now, if we can set up some kind of base up a tree, that might make the process a tad safer for us. So we're going to learn that, Ingram, and then we're going to see if we can make one of those. Now this, I really don't know if we're supposed to wood. There we are. We do need the smithy for this. But, oh my word, look how much wood we're going to need for that. Wood, metal ingots, cementing paste. Oh my gosh, we need so much stuff for that. So we're going to have to get more of pretty much everything for that. Well, believe it or not, it's actually the next day. That's how long it's taken me to get the materials together to do this. So hopefully now we'll have what we need. In fact, I think we've got enough metal in there already, but we have none in here, and I'm going to have to collect some more after all this lot. What with the tree sap tap, which took 100 ingots, and this takes 200. Crazy. So this had better work out, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have thrown away a lot of stuff. So here's our wooden tree platform, with which we should be able to make ourselves a tree house. We've got a bit of cementing paste left, and that is probably absolutely huge. So I'm guessing probably that we're going to have to, I'm just going to go to the kitchen and get myself a couple more dodo eggs, just to make sure that while we're away, we've got adequate food stores. There we go, that should do. Yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to, we're probably going to have to take one of our argents, because, oh my word, speak of the devil, oh look, there's a poo balancing on top of the egg, that's lovely. Okay, did I get that? No, I didn't mean to punch her. That's not how you say thank you. Yeah, Argentavis egg, fantastic, so that's going in the fridge straight away. Generally speaking, I keep these eggs for, well, for kibble, obviously. I can't, these are not fertilized eggs, so they're not going to be much use for anything much else. Okay, it's a slight diversion there, but that had to be done. Must be a happy Argent that lays eggs like that, I don't know. I've got a few raptor eggs and things as well, so... Oh, I will just turn that off while we're away as well. There we go. So, we're going to take Oz, because he's recently levelled, and I gave him some more weight capacity, and I'm pretty sure that his weight capacity, we've given him a bit of meat already, and I'm pretty sure that, yeah, he's capable of carrying 434, and I ain't that fat, so we should be fine. Let's just manoeuvre him out of here. And basically, we are going to head for the centre sort of island around there. It's kind of lap 50 long, well, 50, I guess. So we want to be going south, west. So I'm guessing that way, over this kind of direction. Roughly the same kind of way as we usually go, but perhaps a little bit more in this direction. Hopefully avoid the frozen peak, but this is the kind of direction that we need to head in to get to the redwood biome, and yeah, we'll see how we do there. Fingers crossed. Well, there we go. This is our first glimpse, really, of the redwood biome. The last time we came this way, it was still marsh and swamp, I think. But it's pretty distinctive. You can very easily make your way out here from quite a long way away, just because you can see these huge trees from miles around. You can see how much bigger they actually are than all the other trees. Oh look, there's a titanosaur. Those things are epic proportions. I doubt you could even get one through a behemoth gate. So yeah, these trees are sort of absolutely mountainous. Oh, there's a Quetzal. Bit difficult to solo tame those things, so I'm not sure we'll really be going for that. But yeah, it's these trees that we're going to need to attach our tap to, and as far as I'm aware it's the really big trees that we need to aim for those, and I think it's also the really big trees that we need to aim for to get our to sort of turn into a tree house as well. So we're probably going to have to aim for, like, what this one is absolutely huge. It's really massively tall. So hopefully this one should be one that we can use. So we're just going to go into here. I'm going to get my tree platform and place it in number 7 slot, and we will see. Look at the size of that. It's huge. We'll see if there's anywhere on this tree that it'll snap to. Oh, it'll go there. That's pretty cool. That's will it go higher than that, or is that it pretty much there? Okay, it'll probably go lower, but I want it to be sort of higher like that, actually. So there we go. Nice. And now we can land our Argent on here, and then very carefully get off to make sure I don't sort of actually fall to my death, because that would be a massive fail. Okay, and then he and I are both safe up here. Whoa, yeah, we're quite a long way up. I think it would have to be quite a large thing to be able to get us from here, or else something flying. And we're not clipping into those leaves above us either, which is brilliant. Wow, this is a really... I think you can actually build around a tree that's not quite this huge. I think this is one of the particularly large ones. It might even be the biggest one of the forest I've chosen here, because these nets here don't necessarily, don't necessarily clip all the way through the tree like that. So arguably we've less space in this one than we would have in one of the others, but I believe there are ways and means of extending this so we can make a bigger tree house here if we really want to. And I might well do that actually, and make sort of a tree base here, because we're going to want this now. We're going to want to place this if we possibly can. Oh, there, it places there. Now, does it place anywhere else? Yeah, it places there as well. Okay. Or there. We can actually probably put several in the same tree if we wanted to. I'm going to choose one of the snap spots where it sticks out a little bit more rather than a bit less. Like that, for example, or there. Let's put it there. Nice. Okay. And then if we access the inventory, see, it's just got one slot, and then over time, and I don't know how much time, that will kind of enable us to gather sap, which we can then use for fishing purposes. But in the meantime, yeah, I guess we should possibly look into kind of building this up a bit. As far as I'm aware, we can't snap walls or anything directly to this tree platform base. We have to basically add foundations to it, and we have to build from there. So this is basically just our starting platform. So it doesn't matter that this tap is actually sort of high-ish off the ground, because we're going to be able to, we're going to have to place foundations underneath that. So our floor level is going to be a bit higher than this anyway, which is probably just as well, because there's this tree here. Now that's not a very big tree, so we might actually be able to cut that one down, which would be good because it's kind of clipping through. So I guess the next thing to do, because I'm not carrying anything. I've got my fishing rod there, but I don't think we're going to really use that right now. Not till we get some sap anyway. But I think we're going to focus on trying to build up this treehouse a little bit first, just experimentally, and see how we go. Okay, so we're going to have to be pretty careful around here, because, oh my gosh, just to prove my point, we've got immediately ganked by a couple of blooming, one's a bird thing and the other's a raptor. Oi, idiot! Yeah, pick on me, why don't ya? Honestly, Oz, you're neutral or something. Defend yourself, boy. Whoa, there's a lot of meat on one of those. That's brilliant. Right, you. Oh, I think we'd better tell him to follow us as well. Oh my good grief, look at that. That is just nuts. That is a heck of a lot of meat. Well, we've got some hides, which is good, because in point of fact, there we go, follow boy, because we're going to need those We're going to need those to make ourselves a bed, to make sure that we've got a respawn point. But first we're going to have to gather a lot of wood, and I'm kind of staying out of the redwood. You can see our platform from here. Apart from the else, I don't think we can actually cut down those trees anyway. They're just too epically huge. We might be able to harvest some wood from them, I'm not sure. But in the meantime, I'm just going to grab some wood and grab some resources, and then we're going to start making, we're going to start building our base up there. Well, I have established in point of fact you can't. Uh-oh, it's a Carno, and he's coming for me. Beggar. Okay. No idea, he might be too hefty for me, I don't know. Oh no, he's not, he's down. Okay, so much for him, and he's got prime meat on him as well, but I'm going to have to just give that to Oz, because there's nothing else we can do. I have established, as I was about to say, that we cannot get anything from these big redwoods because they're just too big. We can't even scratch them, but the smaller ones we can, and this one here, we could probably take that out. Now, what's the one? There was one kind of, this one over here, right next to our treehouse, which I actually want to get shot of because it's clipping. So we're going to see how, whoa, blimey. This is probably not a great plan, is it? Well, we're probably going to have to hit that quite a few times before we get... Let's see how many foundations we can make out of this. Whoa. That was crazy. That was a crazy amount of wood I got out of that. And quite a crazy amount of foundations as well. So let's see how many we've built now. How many foundations do we have? We have 19 or even 20 foundations. Wow. Come here, boy. I think we're ready to head off back into the tree. Look at this. It's got nets underneath it and stuff. It looks really cool. Okay, so Oz might possibly get in our way a little bit, but let's just make sure he's not following us around first, otherwise we're going to find ourselves dropping off the edge of the platform or him disappearing off, and then we're really stuck, because I'm not getting down there without killing myself. Okay, so I have to admit firstly that the method for building this, this way is... I'm not sure entirely if it's going to work, but I can't take the credit for this. This is something I've seen someone doing online on a YouTube video, and so we're going to try it out and see if it works. But he was using a rather sort of smaller tree, so I don't know. It may work, it may not. We'll just have to see. There we go. And if you want to check it out, Tag Back TV. Tag Back TV, I will add that into the description, but that is pretty much, yeah, okay, and that is part of it as well, I forgot. We're going to have to take this one out. So in point of fact, what I should have done, we'll just try that now. Foundation. Probably the best thing to do here is actually to make thatch foundation, because you always have to destroy the first one. And because we have to destroy the first one, let's just put this away for the minute and get our thatch foundation down here. It's better to waste less resources rather than more. The only trouble with that being it's a little bit more difficult to see through the thatch foundation. So basically we have to go through the same thing now. We have to try and get this as centered as possible. And what we're aiming for is to have this sort of in lines. If you see where the last one was, it's kind of so that the legs are just lined up as centrally as you can with the wood panels in front of us. Like this. And as I say, I don't know exactly if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a go. And then we're going to shift to our wooden ones, and our wooden ones are going to go and line up with that like that. There we go. And then we have to take out that first one, because if we don't take out the first one, we're not going to be able to place the next. And so on and so forth. So we'll just see if we can place this one here. Now, you basically have to go around and do that on absolutely every one of the sides. And then the next stage, and I'm not going to be able to do this. In fact, can I can just only make one of these. So there you go. We're just going to have to do that. Oops. And we also need to make a wooden pillar, and I don't have enough wood for that right now. And of course we can't harvest it from this tree, so I'm going to have to harvest it from somewhere else. Basically, I'm going to have to get some more wood. Story of my life. But for now, we're going to do this part of things. We're going to place a wooden ceiling off the end of one of our foundations, like that. And then what we have to do is get a wooden pillar and attach it to that. So I'm going to have to get some more wood. So I'll see you guys when I've gathered the necessary resources. Look at those sun rays. That is fantastic. Looks gorgeous around here. And hopefully I get better FPS now because I've updated my graphics card finally. Oh dear, we're stuck. Okay, we're gonna have to just turn slightly and jump off to the side and hope it works this time. Good. Now we're pretty well weighed down now because we've got an awful lot of stuff on us. Let's see, I've got ceilings here. We've got lots of wooden foundations and we've got pillars as well. So night is gonna fall pretty soon, but before it does, I'm hoping that we can... Oh, wait. I have to tell Oz to stop following us, because if I don't... Yeah, you. Just stay put, right? Because if he starts flapping around, we're going to be stuck. If he disappears off the edge and goes and lands somewhere else or something. We are seriously stuck up here. Okay, so what we need to do is place a pillar through this ceiling, but like that, at that level. Then we need to place another ceiling just on top of it, like so. Inventory is too heavy to jump. Yes, well, we'll do something about that. And then, this is kind of like what we... Oopsie. There we go. Kind of like what we did before with our bridge. And then we can probably place another one just in the middle there. Let's just see. Can we place another one there? Awesome. Okay, great. And then we'll have to do the same on this side. And again, this whole process is gonna... That's it. This whole process is gonna take a lot of wood and a lot of toing and froing. No, I don't want it there, thank you. There and... No, not there. Oh, yes, there. There. There we go. And then... And this is where it gets a bit tricky, I think. Especially since it's getting a bit dark. Then, I think we do this. Except I haven't got any wood left. Basically, how annoying. Basically what we're going to have to do, and I'll just get my torch out here because it's a bit dark now. What we're going to have to do, we're going to have to place more wood ceilings, and we should be able to get them to kind of meet up in the middle, and so this will be the level of our floor right here, which should be about the right level for our tap there. Now let's just at this point see if we've got, oh my goodness me, we've got 20 sap in there. That is awesome. I'll just drop that because we don't need it, and then we'll eat that. Lovely. And we may as well eat that as well. Wow, so there you go. I don't know how fast that is, but that's pretty quick. I've got like 20 lots of sap, so that's going to be good for fishing. And I don't know whether this is going to be our little treehouse come fishing hut here, but I'd quite like to have a fishing pier in Hidden Valley actually, and I think that is what we will do. But first I'm gonna try and finish this place off here so that we can have some storage here. We can have a spawn point here. And I mean, yeah, that is going to be, you know, that is just going to give us another little base here. It's not going to be a very big one to start with, but we could conceivably, if we can find another tree around here that's the same kind of size, we could put another platform around that one, and then we could join them together with catwalks, and that would be pretty awesome actually. So hopefully this method here will work, but as I say, I saw it on YouTube. Someone else did it, and I probably haven't aligned my foundations absolutely exactly and perfectly, but Let's see, we've got some of those left. Foundations. There they are. There's my foundations. So I might not be able to place any more some ceilings because we've run out of wood, and I'm not going down there again until it's daylight again. But for now, I'm going to be able to... I'm going to place some more foundations and maybe get some more of that done. I'm only going to get sort of part of the way round here, and I don't know if I've got the stuff in my inventory to make myself thatch foundations. Yeah, we can make a few of those as well, so that's going to save me some materials in the long run as well, I hope. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're still a little ways off being able to fish, because when we've got out, taken our sat back to our main base, we're going to have to set ourselves up with a little fishing spot. We've got plenty of coelacanths in the lake in Hidden Valley, so we should be able to fish there. But as I say, in the next episode, we might be doing a little bit more. Oops. We're encumbered now. I'm just going to have to use Oz as a store box for the moment because our floor level's all wrong. So we're not really going to be able to... to put anything in storage just yet. So he's going to have to be our storage box for us. I'm not quite sure why I've got the stone, but... And 200 more hide. Wow. Okay. There we go. That we can move again now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. You know how to let me know. Hit that like button. Please feel free to leave any comments and any tips on building bases on tree platforms. Very much welcome. This is my first foray into it, and as I say, I've already taken some advice via a YouTube video. Best way to learn in some ways. Whether it'll work out exactly as I want or not, who knows, but we're going to give it a good old go. And I do hope you'll join me for the next episode of ARK Survival Evolved. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, stay happy. Bye bye.